Welcome to the wrap-up show of the 2013 Asia Pacific Tennis League Queensland Conference. And I'm here with co-host Travis Dragojilo. And Trav, you're looking very lovely in lilac today.
Yeah, thanks, Matt.
Did you pick that especially for this week's show?
Well, the idea was to try and get a Sunshine Coast Breakers shirt. I promised Clint Fife if he got a win on the Sunday that I'd wear his team shirt, but unfortunately he couldn't come through with the goods, so stuck with the lilac. And back from over the Great Wall in China.
Yeah, it was a good time in China. Some fantastic talent over there, and they'll provide some great competition for our players at the 2013 ATL Finals, which will be held in the second week of the Australian Open. So we do have some winners confirmed for that event, but we'll get to that a little bit later in the show. Firstly, a fantastic night on Friday night at the Beenleigh Tennis Club, home of the Beenleigh Blaze. Now, we have a men's finals preview between the Shore Park Sharks and Tennis Brisbane Chargers, and a couple of teams fighting it out for the final women's final position. But more importantly, Trav, there were live fire twirlers.
Mate, 5-12's unbelievable, obviously sticking to the theme of the Beenleigh Blaze. Put on a great show on the clay courts there, and actually spoken to Gavin Wright, and we're going to try and top that next year up in Toowoomba. We're going to try and get a live tiger for the home tie at Toowoomba, so watch out for that, guys.
Hopefully the Tiger won't be more than keeper.
Oh, we'll see.
Now, caught up with Paul Hanley on Friday night. Fantastic to have Paul along there, acting as in a managerial role for the Shore Park Sharks, former top 5 doubles player. Well, what did Paul think of his time at the ATL?
Yeah, he had obviously a great night. He was on court with a couple of boys, Ollie and Archie. And he's actually down in Melbourne this year, I believe, with the girls on court as well. Great concept, and he's looking forward to hopefully being part of it again next year.
Okay, so I'm here with Paul Hanley at the Beenleigh Tennis Centre, former world number 5 doubles player. Now, second year here at the Asia Pacific Tennis League in Queensland. Looking around the courts, how you finding it, Paul?
Yeah, no, it's great to be back for a second year. Unfortunately, I'm not playing this year, but I know I had a lot of fun last year playing for the Shore Park Sharks. It's great to see this year the boys team doing really well and are in the final on Sunday. So I'm really proud of the guys. You know, the girls last year for the Shore Park Sharks, I believe they won the Queensland division last year, the girls. So it's nice to see the boys doing well this year.
Yeah, I've seen you down on court there supporting Ollie and Archie. Impressed by how their boys are going, those young
Yeah,
girls.
absolutely, exactly. I mean, you know, they're like 16 and you know, playing extremely well. So you know, this is a good platform for them to do well in and give them a bit of confidence. So it's great to see them doing well.
Now, the preview on Friday night, a little bit of a difficult one mentally for the Shore Park Sharks men and Tennis Brisbane Chargers men, knowing that they were going to go up against each other in Sunday's final. Who came out on top, and what were some of the interesting matchups? Were there any key tactical moves made before Sunday's play?
Well, the Tennis Brisbane Chargers rested Black Caviar, Rob Smeets, kept him fresh for Sunday, but Gavin Van Pepperstill had a great match there with Ollie Anderson from the Sharkies, and Ollie actually got the better of Gavin there and ended up 3-all, but Chargers won on a countback to secure the minor premiership, which was great night and yeah, some good tennis.
Yeah, well deserved by the Chargers. Such great depth in that team, and they were certainly the standout during the early rounds of the competition. The Blaze women had a great win on Friday night in preparation for the final, and obviously well supported by a very boisterous home crowd.
Yeah, no, they were on fire. Obviously had the addition of Kimberly Birrell to their team, which definitely strengthened their lineup leading into the finals. So yeah, just completely outmatched Sunshine Coast Breakers, unfortunately. But yeah, no, it was good.
And finally, the Beenleigh men. So the crowd came out, they didn't need any wheelchairs to get the players on court. There was a very supportive crowd there. How did they fare at home on Friday night?
Well, heading into the night, they needed to defeat the Sunshine Coast Breakers 4-2 or better. And they got off to a great start. They were up 3-0 after the first 3 singles matches. So obviously they got through, they would have got 4th. But Sunshine Coast Breakers come through. Luke Harvey had a great win in the singles, and then they had 2 wins in the doubles there in super tie breaks. And great crowd though, was supporting the home guys, but unfortunately the Blaze couldn't come through, and Sunny Coast saw themselves finish in 4th place and obviously play on Sunday for 3rd and 4th.
Now, it's an electric finals day here on Sunday for the ATL final. Literally 2 huge hailstorms during the afternoon. We certainly made conditions interesting, very hot and muggy, but we had a great matchup. Shore Park Sharks men up against the Tennis Brisbane Chargers, and the Sharks made it a trifecta by Quinella, I should say, but also being in the women's final against the Beenleigh Blaze. So heading into the finals on Sunday, we do know our 2 winners. And how did you see both finals matchups?
Well, yeah, again, great match to start off proceedings for the Sharkies and Chargers in the men there. Oliver Anderson against Robert Smeets, obviously, as I said, well rested from his day off Friday. It's a great match. Ollie actually was up 3-1 in the third, and true class as he is. Smeetsy come back, and even though he was getting a couple of leg calls go against him, he come through and what can you say? He's undefeated again. So someone try and defeat him.
Someone in Melbourne, please. He's retired from the ATP Tour, but he does not know how to lose. So if anyone, take up the challenge. Robert Smeets is coming to see you in January, but if anyone can beat him, maybe at the national final, but I think he'll be hard to beat.
Oh, it's just incredible. Even a sore elbow as well, and he's still just insane. Too good.
Now the Chargers actually clean sweep the singles, great wins by Gavin Van Peterzeel, Michael Look on the day, and in the big matchup, I think, which turned the match, Caden Hensel playing very well against rising star from the Sharks, Akira Santillan. So the Chargers swept 4-0 and deserved Queensland title winners.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously going back to back now, and as I said, it was good to see Lookie back in some form. He's been struggling a bit this season, but he really shone through in the match that counted. And again, as you said, Caden Hensel getting over Akira Santillan. I think he actually lost him in an AMT last year, so it's good for Caden to get a win up there as well.
Now the Chargers caught up with us after their win and were very excited about trying to make amends to their 3rd place finish at last year's national final, and had a strong message for all the teams from around Australia and throughout Asia. Guys, great result. You finished 3rd at the national final last year and lost a very close semi to Liston, who won the event. What are your hopes heading down to Melbourne for the 2nd week of the Australian Open?
Well, to go further than what we went last year or this year.
Get the number 1 next to our name.
Yeah, we'd like the number 1, but you don't know. There's a lot of good players down there, so we have to be on best of the game.
It'd be great to see John Millman back at that final as well, Trav. He's such an integral part of the Chargers and really is their spiritual leader. Such good form last year of the Australian summer. Do you see him leading the Chargers to this year's title?
Mate, if his shoulder's fit and ready, and as I said, this team format, I believe he really thrived in it. He was at nearly all the ties, I think all but one, and he got out in the doubles court as well in Toowoomba, so he's, as I said, he'll really thrive in this team, and I believe he'll hopefully pull the Chargers through to the win.
Now the Shore Park Sharks completed our teams going back to back from our 2012 champions in the women's event. The Sharks, very tight final against the Beenleigh Blaze. As you said, they were well lifted by the inclusion of Kimberly Birrell from when they met in round 1. Another pivotal match at number 1 singles with Priscilla Hon just edging Shannon Stojanovic.
Yeah, well, obviously first 2 sets in one of the show courts there went to tie breaks, and then they got pulled indoors to PRA there, and Priscilla just shone through 4-2 there in the third. A great matchup, and obviously set the tide for obviously a Sharks victory.
In another key match, Kimberly Birrell kept the tie alive, playing against fellow young Tyro. Great matchup on show court 2, awesome crowd on hand. Just edged Lizette Cabrera to keep the Blaze in the match, 3-1 to the Sharks heading into doubles.
Yeah, and again, it was good to see a live doubles there after obviously Kimberly got through there, so good to see there was a bit of pressure there in the doubles there in the Sharkies, and Rachel Trudeau and Chelsea T-Ty shone through there again against Kimberly Birrell and Liz James in the super tie break to secure the title for the Sharkies.
On Pat Rafter Arena, very apt after he was involved in this year's competition, and it was fantastic seeing such a tight battle. The Sharks ended up clinching that match tiebreak 13-11 in the match tiebreak to earn their spot in Melbourne. They finished 7th in Melbourne last year, but we really think they'll do significantly better this year with the addition of Priscilla Hon, and they spoke to us straight after their win on Pat Rafter Arena. Well done on going back to back here in Queensland. Tough final here against Beenleigh today, but Rachel, how does it feel you and Chelsea clinched that doubles win at the end? Was it relief or ecstasy after getting the title?
5 lockdowns, so yeah, it's great to go to Melbourne with these guys again.
well done to the Sharks. Trav, it's been fantastic to travel across Southeast Queensland for this year's competition. What have been some of your highlights across the action-packed 3 weeks of competition?
Well, one of the main highlights for me, it's hard to go past this, would have to be the day at Kiwana where we seen obviously a former world #1 Grand Slam winner, Pat Rafter, perform. It was great to see him in action, some of his volleys, and just on court as well with a lot of the other Breakers players that day. It's just, you can't buy that stuff, especially to have him involved in our conference in the ATL here was unbelievable.
I think the addition this year, I really enjoyed the addition of a lot more of the family activities at each of the ties, live music, it was great having the team of the Brisbane International, the Suncorp Ball Kids. I think they made a great difference to the professionalism of the competition and certainly brought a lot of enthusiasm to the court. But I think it was just great to see the whole family coming along, getting involved with the music, watching some great tennis, all the Queensland's leading players in action, and just enjoying their day out. That was definitely the highlight for me. But we're going to be back bigger and better next year in 2014 for the ATL. We can't wait to see all of our Queensland team supporters at the ATL Final in Melbourne in the second week of the Australian Open, the 20th and the 21st of January. We'll be broadcasting live on to keep you updated with our results from the Chargers and Sharks, and I think we might have a winner this year, Trav. I really hope one of our teams can go all the way.
It'll be great to see both our teams actually go all the way, bring home the 20k back to Queensland, and I'm hoping to be down there to support the teams, as I think you will be as well, so really looking forward to it.
Well, best of luck to the Sharks and the Chargers. We'll be behind you and can't wait to see you next year. We hope you've enjoyed this year's ATL. It's been a pleasure bringing it to you.